the life of an American hero. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Many people will recognize this famous quote, and it's from none other than our 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln had an incredible life and an incredible story as well. When you think of Abraham Lincoln, a lot of people think of the nickname Honest Abe. This nickname was given to him as a child, and it stuck with him all throughout the years. According to whitehouse.gov, Lincoln's law partner had this to say about him. His ambition was a little engine that knew no rest. Today, I'll educate you about the life of Abraham Lincoln before his presidency and during his presidency as well. So first, I will tell you about his life before he became president. Abraham Lincoln was born February 12, 1809 in a small one-bedroom cabin in Hardin County, Kentucky. Lincoln's mother, Sarah, died when he was only 9 years old. He lived a tough childhood, struggling to live and to learn as well. He helped do work and chores until he was 17 years old, and all the earnings he ever made from his hard work he had given to his father, no matter how much he didn't want to. In 1831, Lincoln moved to live on his own to New Salem, Illinois. According to millercenter.org, he made quite a name for himself in New Salem, Illinois, where he worked as a clerk in a general store. In 1834, Lincoln ran for state legislature and won. Everyone liked him in New Salem, and he was very popular, and he was known as like the book smart guy. He served 4 terms in state legislature, and in 1846, he won the Whig nomination for a seat from the Illinois 7th Congressional District to the United States House of Representatives. He fought in many wars, and his political background led him to become the President of the United States. Now I'll tell you about Lincoln's life while he was president. He became president in 1860. He is known for leading the country through the Civil War. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, shortly after the Battle of Antietam. According to History.com, the Emancipation Proclamation freed all the slaves in the rebellious states and paved the way to abolish slavery. November 19, 1863, he delivered the Gettysburg Address speech, which included the quote that I mentioned in the beginning. This speech was a way of Lincoln paying tribute to the Union soldiers who sacrificed their lives for the Union and for the equality as well. In 1864, Lincoln had a tough time being reelected, but managed to gain the votes that he needed. Lincoln gave a speech after he won the re-election, discussing the importance of rebuilding the South and accepting the South back in. On April 14th, the president was shot in a theater by actor John Wilkes Booth, and he later died the next morning. So today, we've discussed the life of President Abraham Lincoln. He lived a tough life as a child, but he never let that stop him. He was later able to have a successful political career. I believe that Abraham Lincoln was one of the most influential presidents that we ever had. Without him, who knows if slavery would have ever been abolished at all. Not only was he a president, he was also a leader, a husband, and a father. He stood for freedom and equality, and I believe that the most important of all the things that he was a hero, and he will always be remembered.